how are ya? Welcome back to the channel. This is the first like sit down non-vlog video of the year, which is so exciting. I kind of have a desire to just do another chatty get ready with me and talk to you guys and give you some life updates and honestly just be super honest and transparent about some things that I'm feeling right now in this season of life. I also want to say it is storming outside and I keep procrastinating buying lights for this room, like filming lights. And whenever it rains, I'm like, I should have done it by now, but they're expensive. So I keep putting it off. So I have 3 lamps on my desk and I hope that the lighting is okay. It's looking a lot better now with 3 solid lamps on my desk. So put on my to-do list, research and buy light. Actually, if any of you have any like recommendations for not super expensive filming lights, let a girl know. I would love to know. Let's get into it. I have just some kind of general life updates. And like I said, want to be honest about how I'm doing. Let's start off with some more fun life updates. I know I mentioned in my 2024 goals video my desire to look into starting some sort of culinary school or culinary program and getting formal training and stepping back into the food space a little bit, slowly, gradually over time. I have officially signed up for something. There are a lot of like traditional culinary schools where you get an actual diploma or degree, but oftentimes with those, you have to then work in a restaurant. You have to get, I think it's 1,000 apprenticeship hours and it's like 30 hours a week. So it's almost a full-time job. It's almost 40. It's not quite half-time. I'm not looking to get hired in the restaurant world again. So that's not something that I really think would benefit me. So I was calling around, asking different schools, being like, is there a way I could just do all the schooling, but not that? And they were like, no, we won't accept you if we find out that that's your plan. And I was like, okay. But I ended up finding this culinary school. They are a school that does full degrees and diplomas, but they offer a class that is 22 weeks long and it's only 1 day a week for like the whole day. I think it's like 6 or 8 hours. And it's just a really good introduction to their culinary program. So I've signed up for that and it starts in April. So I will be going 1 day a week to culinary school, see how I feel, see if I want to do something more intense after that, or if I feel like I've walked away with a lot of good knowledge and like formal training, enough to feel confident and like experimenting a little bit with my content. We'll see, but I feel like it's a really good first step because I was ready to do 2 days a week. I found some culinary schools that were 2 days a week. But I think starting off with 1 day a week will also really align with my goals of trying to not stress myself out or push myself too hard, especially still always trying to get my like lupus flares under control. If I get mentally, it's funny, if I get mentally and emotionally stressed, I get flary, I get sick. I do think my body can handle a lot. Like while we were in Paris, I wasn't very mentally, emotionally stressed at all, but we were, walking 10 miles a day and keeping very busy and I did not have a single flare. So it's really interesting to me to realize that I can push my body pretty hard, but it's just like my mind that causes me to, get sick. So that was an interesting thing to learn. So anyways, all that to say, I feel like a program that starts 1 full day a week for 22 weeks is a really good fit for me. And then after that, we'll see. I don't know, but I'm really so excited. I will be obviously taking y'all along on the journey of starting a new type of schooling or class and starting something new together, something that I've always really wanted to do. Another life update quickly is the Paris trip was so much fun. It was very busy. Actually, by now, I don't think all the vlogs have come out. I think you've probably seen the 3 Paris vlogs, but not the Mont Saint Michel or the Rome vlog. But it was so fun. I had a lot of people confused. They were like, is this your honeymoon? What is this? And no, it's not our honeymoon. So this trip has been planned for a while. Jordy's dad is sick. He has stage 4 cancer. And a lot of people have asked me to give updates and I kind of just feel like it's not my story to like share with the internet, but he's doing great, all things considered, but the whole point of the trip, it was actually a surprise for Jordy's parents. The kids planned it all. The kids like paid for it and surprised them. Paris is George's favorite spot in the world. So it was kind of like really sweet, precious family time of going to their favorite spot in the world and surprising them and everybody being together. And, while it's possible and while it's like travel is an option and all those sorts of things. So that was the point of the trip. So it was very, very, very special. And I am so glad I went. It was really good bonding time with my soon-to-be in-laws, sibling in-laws, parent in-laws, my soon-to-be niece, who will also be our flower girl. It was just a very special time. So closing that door, I think Jordy's about to be on some meetings, like some co-writing meetings. So if you hear music in the background soon, this is life now. This is the norm now. This next thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about is something I keep going over in my mind about, like, do I even want to bring it up? How do I phrase it? I don't know. It feels very vulnerable for me to like share this with you guys. This is the type of things I would share with my therapist and not with you, just because it feels uncomfortable to do so. And sometimes when I see people open up like this on the internet, sometimes I'm like, wow, thank you so much for sharing. And sometimes I'm like, you didn't need to share that. Why did you share that? I go through seasons of that, of like really wanting to share a lot, and then seasons of being like, you know what? I just want to like cook and thrift and like not share that much of myself. But the weird counterintuitive thing is whenever I sit down and actually make myself share and put it into words, I feel like, oh, okay, this burden's been lifted and I can actually continue to be vulnerable. And I don't know why that is. And this is like nothing even that big or that serious. It's just the way I've been feeling. Let's talk about the video that went live. That for me was just a fun video that I wanted to document for my own sake. And I do that a lot of like, do I want to share this? Do I not? Well, I want to have this documented for my sake to look back on. And that was our Christmas morning before leaving for Paris, where Jordy and I just exchanged a little gift. We had rules that we would just have a $200 budget for each other and try to do one gift. I broke the rules by also doing the scavenger hunt because to me it was lame to only fix his car. And so I recorded that, and that was a vlog that recently went live. And then it went live when I was on the trip, and I went to go check on the comments, and honestly I was just very sad by the assumptions. And it made me wish I hadn't have shared that sweet moment, because now it feels tainted in a sense. And I do just want to say that the gift that Jordy gave me was what I had asked for. I had asked him to plan me a day in Paris of like complete surprises. But then the morning of our Christmas exchange, he was just going to surprise me while we were there. I was like, actually, I want to open something. Can you write it down so I can open it? So he wrote down his plans. I think he broke our budget because he took me on several things that he had booked tickets for, like going up to the top of the Eiffel Tower, getting champagne up there, reserving all those tickets, reserving tickets to go see the catacombs, which was something I really wanted to do, planning out gluten-free bakeries, that whole thing. So he gave me exactly what I wanted. And then I felt really sad that I dictated to him what I wanted, and then I filmed it, and then I put it on the internet. And then the feedback was a lot of people being like, you're not being treated the way you deserved. I hope, like, that was so unfair for him to give that to you. Things like that. It made me feel incredibly guilty to literally tell him, this is what I want, give me this, film it, put it online, and then have people think that he didn't do a good job because it was me. Something I love about Jordy is he does not care. Honestly, genuinely don't know how he does it. He does not give a single care. If, I don't know, if somebody misunderstands him, he's like, it's okay. It's a misunderstanding. They don't actually know me. It's fictional, essentially, is what it is. And it's fine. It doesn't, affect my perception of reality. Just the misconception things, I get so protective over my loved ones. And I think I've recognized it's because I have gone through a 5-6 year season where I was being treated very terribly. And I was also getting comments like that. And at that time, they were true. They were accurate. And now I feel like I got through that awful time, and now I have something so sweet that I don't want those feelings from that last season to be inaccurately projected onto this season. And I do a lot of work to not bring baggage and trauma from that last season of life into our relationship and soon our marriage. And so whenever I feel like I'm fighting that through assumptions online, it feels like I'm taking a lot of steps backwards. I also recognize, though, that a lot of people on this channel watched me go through that season. and they feel protective of me, and they feel probably traumatized on my behalf, and or I know I've also attracted a lot of people who have gone through something similar because they felt validated by watching someone go through it online. So they might have their own experiences that they are viewing the lens of other people's life through, if that makes sense. And so I recognize all of those things, and it's just part of sharing your life online on the internet, but it makes me really want to protect the one sweet thing in my life and pull back and like not share it. And Jordy has told me that he is so okay with being a part of anything. And his life is just as public as mine. I share more details, but he is recognized a lot more often than me. So I'm, not trying to protect someone who's not on the internet. But I do want to have a healthy marriage, and I am aware of the way that me reading things, I get in my head, I get upset about it, and then I have this like fixation and this mood for a couple days, and then I bring that into our relationship. And so I'm wanting to be more aware of how it affects me, and then therefore how that affects us. I don't know if y'all were around for my birthday vlog this last year, but when I don't tell Jordy what I want, he goes so above and beyond. For my birthday, he wrote and recorded an entire album about me. It took him probably 300 hours, and then he got it printed onto vinyl. He had a friend design a custom case for the album, and he bought me a record player. I opened the record player, I unboxed it, I opened a couple records, and then the last gift was the record that he wrote me. That is the type of thing that this man does if I don't tell him, all I want is for you to plant me a day in Paris. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know that that's a very specific little example, but it's a theme that comes up for me from time to time, and the last thing I want to do, because it feels icky to me, is feel like I need to show all the kind things and all the ways he's being kind to me simply to prove that he is, and that he is, taking good care of me, because that makes it seem so performative, and there's some things I want to keep for myself. I don't know. I think I am just struggling with how much of my life and this is it healthy for me to keep all to myself versus how much is it healthy for me to share. And that has just, I don't have an answer. And I'm sure the way I feel about it will change a lot over time. And I cannot even imagine how people feel with kids, because I'm sure you feel even more like protective and equally as in love with your children, and they are also not adults. So that's just how I'm feeling, very honestly and vulnerably, without any sort of real solution. I think I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing now, to be honest, which is like keeping my videos pretty much only about me, but not hiding the people in my life, and see how it goes. But I kind of did feel like just, verbalizing the things I'm struggling with and what I'm going through mentally and how I feel about it. Just want to be vulnerable in that way. I'm gonna do my eyeliner, and then we're gonna move on and talk about something else. A few other things about how else I'm doing. I am so excited for February. I'm so excited for the wedding. I'm so excited for the honeymoon. Between now and then, I'm a little overwhelmed. One thing that's really sweet, actually, this is something else Jordy did for me. I was feeling just a little bit sad that just with the timing of everything and me being in a new state and then also being a second-time bride, I kind of felt like I wasn't doing any like bridal things. And Jordy caught wind of that, and he has planned a whole like girls like lingerie bridal shower situation with girls out here, and has like coordinated and is paying for it. And it's so sweet. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to that and like doing something bridal. My sister's getting into town this weekend. We're just having a sister weekend, and I'm kind of considering that my bachelorette, which is something else so exciting. We have had a lot of stress with the house, like big, big, big things that I can't talk about yet because there are like legal things tied to it. I will share eventually. It's going to be probably at least a year project, and we might have to take out a second mortgage to fix it. And so that has been incredibly mentally stressful in this season of, just big things already, moving cross country, planning a wedding, whatever. So I have been a little stressed I'm like this weird spot of like so excited, so thankful, a little overwhelmed, a little stressed with the unexpected things popping up. But I kind of feel like we're almost to the tail end of like figuring out our plan for the next year and like how to handle all of the curveballs. And then I'll be like, okay, there's a plan. I can chill. We can just, you know, follow the plan now. So that will be really nice as well. So all in all, busy, crazy, exciting season of life, a lot going on. I am excited to slow down in some ways. I'm also excited to start things like culinary classes. I feel like 2020 was a big year, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. 2025 is going to be a very boring year and I can't wait, but a lot of great things. I hope me putting this into words, or at least trying to, because I haven't really tried to before, came across the way I intended it to and doesn't feel like complainy or defensive or just like annoying to share. I do want to continue to try my best to share with y'all and like tear down the walls that I feel tempted to build. And if it ends up feeling healthier for me to build some walls in one form or another later, cool, I will assess that. But I am so incredibly grateful for how many people reach out, how many of y'all comment, DM me, reach out, whatever. Just encouragement or your own stories, or I feel like a lot of us are in similar seasons. Me sharing what I went through a couple of years ago and now getting out of it and like finding like healing and peace and safety and love. I feel like a lot of y'all are on a similar timeline and path as me, and that gives me so much just gratefulness and joy to navigate this life with y'all and know that there's people out there that are probably feeling similar things to me and like going through similar experiences. And that's what life is. It's just, you know, growing up together, and like it's messy and we make mistakes and some things are hard, but so much is beautiful and so much is redemptive, and there's so much to celebrate and there's so much joy. And I feel really honored to have this online diary of a sense to share it with you guys, even if sometimes it does feel a little bit scary to like overshare or like have things possibly be misinterpreted or misconstrued or just misunderstood. So I want to continue to push myself to treat this opportunity of sharing my life with the respect and intentionality that it deserves, because I am truly honored to share my life with you guys and that you even care. Thank you for being here. We have a couple more travel vlogs coming up that I think haven't come out yet. And then I will be vlogging my sister in town for our sister weekend bachelorette. And then it's like go time. We have a lot to do and it's gonna be really exciting and fun for the next month or so. So buckle up. I love y'all. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.
So let's take all night, all night, all night, all night, all night. If we're looking for each other, then it might